Welcome back down at Lower Method Field. Captains are walking off after talking to the officials. We have captain from App State coming over, number 26. Getting a little pregame talk. I think talking to one of her friends, just getting her glasses tightened up. I'm Sam Harding. Alongside me is Blake Charlton, and that's number 26 is Maddie Marcelino, and next to her is number 25, Gianna Marcelino. And pretty sure that they're sisters. We had a little talk earlier off air, but I think this is proving that they are in fact related.
As if the extremely distinguished last name didn't give it away enough.
I didn't know how much Italian heritage ran through the states.
Yeah, seriously.
And
looks like she's having some maybe like
earring issues, I believe,
or something. I don't know.
And the Marcelino sisters are talking. It does look like it's an earring issue. I don't really know for certain, but you have the huddles going on, both teams, App State and NC State. App State is definitely, they look a little gassed already coming into a game, which is not what you want, because like we talked about in the open, they beat UNC Charlotte, who's playing right behind us, against Elon, who NC State lost to earlier. That they just played them during lunch. About 12:30, I believe the game started, and it just ended now. So that's a long game, and they're getting right back out there, right on the field for another one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to play a pretty big role in terms of just, fatigue, because as we said earlier, their bench is not very big, so they're going to have to get right back out there pretty immediately after playing a full game. One thing I will note, though, is NC State, having that time off, maybe they were able to get to some warm-ups or something, only scored 3 goals in their first game against Elon. Hopefully, one of the things that they worked on was maybe the problem of unforced turnovers. They had quite a few errant passes, quite a few drop balls. Hopefully, we'll see less of that from that team in this game.
I totally agree. The ride from Elon was vicious during that game. NC State had trouble on the clear. And where I want to see NC State clean up is on the draw, in the face-off X. What can they do there to make sure that they can get offensive possession? NC State breaks the huddle. Fans are clapping. NC State, the home whites, red lettering, black pants. And then App State, the all blacks. Black top, black bottoms, white lettering with the App State on the front. And they break the huddle. We have Skylar Amsden walking to her goal and Leah Beers walking to hers. And as they cross paths, you could see the size differential. There's definitely going to be 2 styles of play between the goalies. One's going to be more active and moving around, as in Amsden, and Beers is going to be more methodical in the way that she approaches. I saw Amsden playing earlier, and she was more aggressive, going after balls near the crease, which is something that we might need to look out for today.
It'll be nice, though, because both games earlier were played in the sun, and now we have this cloud coverage. It's going to provide a little bit of shade, maybe going to be less fatigue from this game just due to the temperature, but it's still pretty hot out here, that's for sure. And with App State wearing the all black, I'm sure they're having a great time with it.
And here we go. We have Erica Grace Lumbaugh taking on the face against number 23, Molly Campbell, and it looks like it's going to go State way. We had an App State defender go down, and there we go. Number 25, NC State, Marcelino brings it up. Ball's now on the ground, picked up by App State. Moved around, that's number 36, Kelsey Hexon. And we apologize if we mess up any names. We're only as good as our own handwriting. So, and here you go. Ball's now in possession of the State team. Being brought around. Looked for the cutter, wasn't there. Now just walking it back to X. Now moving it up. Low pass there. Fake pass, now up to 19, Woods. Woods brings it in. Body check, now moves it away. Now it's Marcelino with it. and she just moves it around, walking it towards the X. Pass high again. Now it's bringing in. Good cut there. And
Excellent
they
goal.
just shot. That was number 23, Molly Campbell with the goal right on top there. Just right over the goalie's head. And that's 1-0 in favor of State. State finally striking. And that's what you want to see. That was a beautiful goal there by Campbell. And it was right over the head of Amsden. You had to think the height came into play there.
For sure, yeah. She was able to just kind of get it right over the head of Amstead. And I like what I saw from the NC State offense there. Before, they weren't really moving the ball around much against Elon, but instead against App State, we see a good initial possession.
And it is Lumbaugh again on the face for App State, and I can't see the number there for NC State, and that was Campbell again. Campbell with the win, and Campbell's bringing it down now. Ball's up, and ball hits the ground again, and it's going over. Good little scoop there from NC State to make sure that they retain possession. That was number 26, Sarah Colby. Smart play. Colby, I was talking to her yesterday. She's been playing this game for 12 years now. She's
Wow.
a ref in her free time, and that obviously showed. She had the awareness there to flick it out so her team could just go get it because there's no one behind her. And ball goes in possession of Lumbaugh now. Check down. NC State and Lumbaugh scrapping for it on the far side, and State comes away with it. Pass now to number 6, Maddie Bircher. Or no, that's from number 5, Lillian. Great communication there by State. You heard the call by Taberski there. She shouted Lily's name, and Lily threw it right to her in the middle. She just couldn't hold on. Ball's behind X now. Moving around. Slowly waiting for something to happen. Little cut there. That's Colby with it. Colby looked like she went behind the back. I don't know if that was on purpose, but she did, in fact, go behind the back. NC State with another attack. Down to Campbell. Campbell scoops.
Ooh,
Beautiful save there by Amsden. Saw the way she pounced at the ball. That was beautiful. Now Amsden with it, looking for a receiver. And what'd you see on that attack there by State?
Well, again, something that we didn't really see much of in their first game. They were able to maintain possession and connect some passes together. That's definitely the right spot for NC State going into this next game.
Now here you go, App State bringing it down. I can't tell the number right now. I'll let you know in a minute. But here he goes, the far corner, just walking it down, guarded tightly. This is number 38, Caddy Maxfield Davis with it. Davis looks around, can't find anyone. See cutters, NC State stopped the cutters, and beautiful defense there by State. Now number 42 has it, has Presley Turner with the ball. She's cutting around the front of the defense, moves it around to number 44, Summer Stewart with the ball. Stewart looking for some action, has a screen, doesn't want it. Now it's just one-on-one with Sydney for NC State. Ball's back to number 36. Kelsey Hexon with it.
Molly Campbell looking big in the middle there, just being a big body. They can't get it past her.
Ball's back down with Maxfield Davis. Maxfield Davis around the crease. And beautiful stuff there. It wasn't even Beers on the save. I think that was number 17, Jessie McMillan, that just had stick on stick there. Didn't even let her get the shot. Tiptoeing across the sidelines. Number 4, Mia Wegman. Wegman, beautiful footwork. Gets it off to Campbell. Campbell saunters down. Finds the open player. That is Hannah Gannett. Gannett brings it around. There's now side of X. NC State just setting up their play. And there you go, another goal by NC State. That is number 7, Caroline Savage with the goal. It is now 2-0 in favor of this Wolfpack team. And that's big. They're jumping out. They're showing their ability to score. This NC State team showed it a little bit in the second half, but now they're winning faceoffs. they're getting it onto the offensive side.
They were able to get that counterattack going, something that they really didn't seem to do last game, just because the fact that they did have those unforced turnovers. They would drop the ball in the counterattack, and then Elon would be able to come back with their own. But what we saw there was pretty flawless counterattack from NC State's side.
That NC State attack was really well, and we have Lumbaugh again on the face against number 18, Katie Kilborn, and the sun is right back out again. The cloud coverage only helps so much, but it's not the worst. Lumbaugh brings it down off the face-off win. Maxfield Davis can't hold on to it. Ball's bouncing around, picked up by number 44 for App State. App State throws it to the middle, picked off there by NC State, who dips it down. Had the counterattack. They have the fast break. They have numbers here. NC State, number 18, Kilborn with it now. Kilborn puts on the brakes, puts on a little swim move. Beautiful defense there by State to slow him down. High pass, couldn't hang it in there. Ball's going to be scooped up, though, by State. That is number 5, Lily Spence on it. Number 16, Hannah Gannon again, moves it down. Number 7, Caroline Savage. Savage with the goal earlier. And here we go, round X again. Beautiful look, just didn't look like they had the right communication there. Didn't look like the teammate chemistry was there. From behind goal, Savage thought her teammate was going to cut. Teammate left the cut earlier, and there we go, big hit. That's going to be State ball. Didn't look on purpose, it's just an illegal body check. It's going to go State ball. It's going to be number 8, Lauren Draculic with it. Draculic moves it up to number 21, Alexandra Taberski, and Taberski can't hold on to it. Taberski ends up on the ground, and it's going to stay with State.
NC State didn't get a lot of fouls going their way in the beginning of their last game, so this is a good sign for going forward.
It is, and also NC State has the majority of the possession in this game, and there's a whistle there blowing it dead. Don't know what it was, but it's going to be State ball, and it's the 8-meter, and you see Amsden getting ready, knows the shot's probably about to come, has to be ready for the attack, going to be ready to pounce and meet that ball, and here you go, and ball goes right. It's going to be the chase, but Amsden was ready for it. Amsden knew what was going to happen. She's been playing the game long enough to know they have a clear shot at the goal. I need to be ready in my position to pounce. Here we go, State now with it, bringing it around, seeing what the defense offers it. Sees a look, doesn't have it there, and that is slapped down by number 24 for App State, Gabrielle Lancaster. Lancaster now scoops it out of there into about 3 State defenders, and stepped out of bounds there was number 44, Summer Stewart.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the NC State defense too. There's a lot more pressure being done with the player that has the ball.
Yeah, ball's moved up. It's a bounce now to Taberski. Taberski now bringing it around. Has the cutter, didn't want the pass. Knew not to rush into it. Taberski now seeing what the defense gives her. Ball moved to Savage. Savage on the far side. There's number 8, Lauren Draculic. Draculic looking for something, doesn't have it. Now it's back to Katie Kilborn. Kilborn, number 18, starts to dodge. Beautiful look to Draculic. Draculic in the middle, scoops it up off the ground.
Can't seem to keep control. Looks like it's going to go NC State's way. Getting a nice talking to from the ref there.
Yep. And that's number 44, Stewart, not knowing where to go. Thought the ref was calling her somewhere else. It's not. It's going to be a clear path for Draculic. It's an 8-meter. You have the players to the side and behind her. The ref's clearing out her path, making sure it's how it should be. And here you go, Draculic again, bringing it down, looks for the pass to the middle. That was a good look, couldn't hold on. I believe that was Savage. And we have a
Ooh,
ref calling a yellow card. I believe that was on Savage. I think that may have been a hit to the head. I'm unsure.
a little bit of confusion on the state
Uh,
bench. Not really sure what's going on, but it looks like
it was
she's going to be in the
on
penalty
number
box.
7, Savage. It looks like Sarah Colby sets the penalty timer for this, for that penalty from Savage.
Ooh,
And NC State tried to rein it in. It went too high, and it's going to go back to. It's going to go back to App State. Walking out by Kelsey Hexon, number 36. Beautiful pass there to Stewart. Stewart now walking it on. Has Lumbaugh. Lumbaugh called for it, didn't pass it. Stewart's now running. Lumbaugh to her right. Stewart's just gonna wean it out and make sure they keep possession here. She sees Cutters, doesn't want to waste possession yet. Yeah, number 28 by App State. There's a whistle that's blown. Don't know what it was, but it looks like it should have just left it alone. But that's number 28 with the ball, Riley Boris.
a little bit of confusion on where they're supposed to be.
And here you go, Boris now waiting for the whistle. There's the whistle. Boris now dips it to. There's a risky pass that is tipped down by number 17, Jesse McMillan. It was intended for Maxfield Davis. And Maxfield Davis ends up losing the ball after it. Long pass, didn't get to the intended receiver, but ends up getting scooped up there by NC State, by Kilborn. Kilborn now scoops it down, and it gets picked off by App State, and App State's now running around. It's looking like a track meet out there. No team knowing which direction to end up going in. And here you go, another attack for this App State team, looking to get some points on the board. It's still early, but still want to put some in. That is number 20, as Boris again just coming. Or that is Sam Pavlovich, I apologize. Pavlovich hustling there to make a play on it. Ball is now up to Savage. Savage has it. Savage dishes to number 27, Sarah Harrington. Harrington with a long pass to number 12, Lindy Charles. And Lindy Charles, the shot goes wide to the right of the keeper. That was a beautiful look there. That was a great clear by that NC State team. You could see the legs there by NC State working on that clear. They were hustling all the way down, make sure that they had that that advantage. It was one-on-one all the way down.
And again, a little bit of a slight delay in the game.
Now it's App State's ball. App State won it off the chase, I believe, and there's Lumbaugh with it now, bringing it around. And more of the same of this game. It's track meet. And Lumbaugh just running it down to X, just trying to get settled, just trying to catch breath. Getting this App State team some rest. And some much needed possession time.
Absolutely. State, contrary to the last game, has pretty much dominated the possession stats in this game.
Ooh, and that's going to be an illegal body check there going against number 20, Michaela Slomsky. And that was a good tackle. It is college football Saturday, so sometimes you just get too caught up in the day. But that was a textbook hit, and it's going to stay with this App State team. And I believe it's number 4, Jennifer Wade, with the ball.
Textbook hit.
And there's Wade with it.
Just going to slow down the possession.
That was a beautiful look, just right over number 21's head there, right over Laura Emad's head. That was exactly what you wanted through your App State there. Just the cutter running free right in front of the goal. Just you have to have those. You have to connect on those passes. Ball's on the ground, picked up there by 21, Emad.
I'm going to see another, I guess, penalty on NC State. It's going to go App State's way.
The sun is now out. You have players for App State getting ice, making sure they're cooled down.
You just hate
You
to
have
see
number
that.
4 Summer Stewart trying to put ice on her neck, get her body cooled down. We have about under 14 going in this game. Oh, ball is high. NC State's going around. It's still 2-0 in favor of the state team. And State looking to put up some more. That is number 14, Michaela Foley with it.
You can really tell that these both of these teams have played a game already. It seems to be a much slower paced game. They're trying to maintain possession and slow everything down rather than go on a quick counterattack.
Yeah, this game looks very sluggish, to say the least. But there you go. That did not. That was a beautiful play, bringing it out to the far side, just trying to set up a new offense. Then had the cutter going away while the defense was moving one way. The cutter came in right into the teeth of it. Jesse McMillan, I believe that was, with the goal. That was a beautiful goal, beautiful pass, just to get it right by Amsden.
NC State has now scored 3 goals. They have matched their total goals scored for the tournament so far. So now they're going to have to see if they can't top that as well.
NC State with a total of 6 goals scored this tournament, and looking to add to it now. They have 12 minutes left in this half, and App State, on the flip side of the coin, they're looking to get some momentum. They have a new draw in. There's number 38, Maxfield Davis, on the draw. And it looks like timeout. Timeout was called. I believe it was App State, and sticks are being dropped.
Oh, there's a little bit of confusion.
A lot of confusion.
Was there a timeout called?
Was there a timeout
Maybe
called?
not.
I believe it was App State that was trying to get the timeout, and NC State ended up with possession. And that is just a guess by me. I don't know for certain, but that's number 13, Megan Kane, with it. Dips it down to I believe that is number 5, Lily Spence, with it. Or is that a 6? That is a 5. That is Lily Spence.
Again, just keeping that methodical play as they hit the cutter inside.
And that was Megan Kane with the goal. Beautiful goal off the cut, like you said, Blake. And again, right by Amsden. And now we have that timeout. It was from the App State side, trying to get some rest. They are playing another game in this hot condition. Sun is out. It's not the most pleasant of days. It's a little humid. It's gross. I feel gross myself, and I haven't been running around.
Yep. Gotta love North Carolina weather, man. It's just the best.
It is the best. I have no clue how Beers is wearing sweatpants. I hated playing in sweatpants in the winter when I was a goalie, but if it's your thing.
One of the App State players was asking why the time was still running. I'm in control of the time. The ref told me to keep it going. And thankfully, she was able to relay that message. I was about to say, I can't really answer that right now.
We have running clock again. There's about 10 minutes, 30 seconds going right now. Everyone now is getting water, refs, players, camera people, everyone. Everyone out here is making sure they're staying hydrated. The fans are out and about. They got umbrellas out. There's a dog beyond the fence line. It is a beautiful dog, by the way. But what are you seeing so far in this game, especially in the draw circle?
Well, NC State is really doing the right things in pretty much every aspect of the game so far. I feel like they put out a whole new team out there since the Elon game almost. They seem to be doing everything right. They've gotten more draws than App State has. They've gotten more possession. They've made more passes. They haven't had as many unforced turnovers. Excuse me. They just seem to be doing everything they can correctly.
This NC State team does seem to be doing whatever they've been needing to do to stay ahead of this App State team. This App State team hasn't had much in the way of offense. I don't think they have a shot yet in this game, but they're trying their best. They're trying to get into it, and you can see the team. They're talking. They're trying to stay cool, but they know what they need to do. They're trying to rally the troops. This isn't a big deficit. This
Not
is
at all.
lacrosse. Lacrosse is a quick game of runs.
This could flip just as easily as it became 4-0. I mean, we saw in the game with NC State earlier, it was a 17-3 game, but NC State scored those 3 goals in just one half. App State could do the same, if not more, and they could really turn the tide of this game in a matter of minutes.
This this NC State team is playing the opposite type of game that they played earlier. The first game they played against Elon, it was them on defense a lot. It was Beers getting beat up in goal by the amount of shots that Elon team is taking, and now it's them putting the hurt on the other goalie. That's got to feel good for that team, knowing that they're able to rally and bring it back.
They're really the ones kind of administering this game right now. App State is kind of having to play NC State's game rather than the other way around. Um, and one thing I would mention is that, again, NC State, they had that break. They have a much deeper bench. App State, I got a feel for them almost because they've been at this for almost running on. It'll be 4 hours now in a row. But it does seem like NC State just kind of had to get the rust off of them, just get that one game out of the way, and have this next game where they've truly been able to be on top.
I completely agree. You can see a little bit of that rust being shaken off, and you can see a little, just a little of the exhaustion being shown in this App State team. And huddle starting to break. We have 7 minutes left as the teams now come back on the field. You gotta think that's a good rest for that App State team, but with a running clock, that's risky to call a timeout if you're down 4-0 because every minute counts right now.
Absolutely. I mean, it probably took 2 to 3 minutes off the clock right there.
And then now here we go. You're still walking back. If you're App State, you gotta think you should probably hustle out to your spot. It's kind of like soccer. After you score a goal, the clock keeps running, and you need another. Don't celebrate. Bring it out. Let's use what little time we have left.
Maybe their game plan is to make it to the second half.
I can't argue with that. It's not an awful game plan that they have.
It could be worse, right?
Yeah. And here you go. You got the hand up from the official, ready to set it up, and I can't tell what number that is for NC State.
I believe it's 19. I believe. Don't hold me to it.
If so, that would be Jennifer Woods against Maxfield Davis for App State. And the Wolfpack here look to keep piling it on this X. And there you go. It is in fact Woods with the win. Brings it down to number 13, Megan Kane. Kane, beautiful pass there. Ooh, quick little T-Rex shot there by Lily Spence, but Amsden was there to stop it. Amsden looking for anyone there. Has to step out of the crease. High pass to the middle, risky pass, covered. Ball now on the ground, scooped up by State, dropped again. Ball still on the ground, and it's picked up by App State. App State legging it down now. Trying to split the middle, she does. And wide shot right, and it's going to go State way. There's not much that App State could do on that clear except for hope for a better shot.
Absolutely. They got that counterattack going, and that was honestly probably the fastest counterattack we've seen in this game so far. A lot of it's been running down, getting your offense set up, but they just kind of took it and went with it.
And here you go, Lily Spence now. NC State clears it on their own. Lily Spence. And Spence with the goal of her own, getting on the board. Now it's 5-0 with 4:30 left. Spence just puts it in, stick side low. Beautiful shot coming across her body, right into Amsden, right into the back of the net.
It was a counter of a counter, you could say, right after App State kind of flung that ball out of bounds. NC State capitalized on that and just ran down with it. We had a good string of passes there, something that they definitely seem to have improved on since last game.
They definitely look like they've improved. That that teammate chemistry that we talked about earlier looks like it's improved. They know what the other's gonna do for the most part right now. There you go. And back in the field, we have Molly Campbell, who wins the faceoff against Maxfield Davis. Now brings it down. NC State didn't have a lot of these earlier. This is how NC State wants to play. Win the faceoff, possess. Make sure you tire out this defense. They just played. They're already tired. Let's tire them out a little bit more. Ball's on the ground. Scooped up back again by number 26, Sarah Colby. Ball's being swung around now. NC State's just trying to find it. Had a cutter, didn't pass it. That is number 21, Taberski. I apologize. Trubisky.
He's in the NFL.
Taberski loses it. Now ball's on the ground. Taberski slaps at it, tries to get it back. Great poke checks there by Taberski. Gets it back there. Oh, that breeze feels really good. I apologize for hopping out of character there, but when you get a breeze, you don't take it lightly. And NC State now looks for another goal. 2:30 left. Beautiful move there by Savage. Savage resets. Stutter step there by Campbell. Ball's being moved around.
Ooh.
Ball hits the deck. Ball still on the deck. I think Maxfield Davis almost had it. It's going to stay state ball.
I'm going to go ahead and put a disclaimer of once this timer goes off, it might be very loud.
This timer may be really loud. I don't know if it will, but if it does, it's going to be scary. You just have
I'm going to jump out of my seat.
You just have to be ready to press it, Blake. NC State with the ball. Campbell now moving around. And it's now number 13, Megan Kane with it. Kane now pushes back to Colby. Colby's played around that X position. Taberski now with it. Taberski now. This is a slow, methodical offense State likes to play. Slow it down, then go to attack, and
oh, that is kind of sneak in.
Scooped up. Looked like it was going to be picked up there by Amsden, but number 18, Katie Kilborn, I think, tapped it in. I don't know. Kilborn was the one carrying it up, so I think Kilborn gets credited with the goal there, as I think she tapped it in as the ball was scooping up. Her and Amsden were fighting over it, and the ball just weaseled its way in the back of the net. And that is the goal for the state team. They're up 6-0 with a minute 10 left. So
sometimes all you need is the little bit of luck to just kind of knock it in.
Lady Luck is now shining on the state team. They had no lucky breaks earlier. It was all bounces against them, and that's gotta be.
They've now doubled their total goal scored of the tournament in just one half.
And
you gotta love that.
You gotta love it. And here we go, 45 seconds left on the draw. And NC State sends Molly Campbell and NC State scoops it up. NC State now scooping it up, 30 seconds left, shot wide. Colby now tries to scoop it up, ran before she picked it up. Ball's now on the deck. 22 seconds left. App State has it. There's Colby with it again. Colby now swings it right. Ball's being moved around. 10 seconds left. State wants to get a shot off here. Not 8. And here we go. 5 seconds left. Shot too high. And that's going to be the end of the quarter there. And that's zeros on the clock. And there you go. The whistles blow. And going into halftime, Blake, what do you got to say?
I gotta say that NC State has definitely played a much better game. I love the way that they're running this offense, much more methodical, like you said, much more composed. They really are seeming to just dominate this game, maintaining that possession that they did not have as much in the first game.
And going to halftime, it is Wolfpack 6, Mountaineers 0, and we'll be right back for our halftime show. And welcome back down to Lower Method Field as the refs come back on the field. And we have Molly Campbell and Kelsey Flex on on the draw. NC State is up 6-0 on this App State team. The game behind us got ended early, I believe. I think Elon won that one against UNC Charlotte. And here we go, ready to play. Hands up, whistles blown. 30 seconds or 30 minutes. I mean, started. And NC State going to the left now, and you have as Maxfield Davis picked it
Ooh.
up. Ooh, looks like the turf monster there has gotten number 19, Jennifer Woods. Woods is okay. That was
Ooh.
Stewart now going right, and Stewart snipes a shot there for the App State Mountaineers. Now they're on the board 1-6. 3 seconds just went by. Gotta think, new half, momentum starting to build for this App State team.
Hey, maybe what I mentioned earlier about App State saying their game plan was to execute in the second half. Who knows? Maybe that's what we're about to see right here.
Yeah,
Nonetheless, though, that was a pretty good offensive possession there by the Mountaineers.
it really was, making sure that they were able to win that draw, then bring it down to the end and just get the goal right when they needed it. Then they needed it there. And here we go, another draw. I believe that is Campbell again. And it was Campbell with a beautiful throw there. Ball's now on the offensive side for State, and State has it. And that's number 7, Savage. Savage now brings it out to number 25, Marcelino. Haven't called her name a lot today, but there she was, and now it's being moved around. Number 23, Molly Campbell with it. Campbell pushes it around. Ball's now far side with Spence. Spence now brings it to Campbell. Or not Campbell, Colby. Colby now swings it around. So Taberski now. Taberski looks for the attack. Taberski going around, posted up. Has Colby on the backside. Didn't see her. Was too late to get there. Marcelino now open middle with the spin. Just digs it out to Taberski now. Ooh, Taberski with the pass too far from Campbell. Campbell had wide open area there. But State comes up with it. Colby now. Defender was on the wrong side. Ducks under. And Colby with a beautiful move from X to get that goal. Sarah Colby likes to play from X. That's what she was telling me yesterday. And she showed it there. Made sure she got it. Sprinted around. And ducked under the poke check, which very good awareness there.
That was exactly what I was about to use. The same word, awareness. She was very conscious of the fact that the defense had been flushed out by that loose ball, and she just made the most of that opportunity, ran inside, and was able to find the upper shelf.
Amston didn't really have much to do there. You can't blame it on a goalie if you could just reach out and touch the attacker with your stick. That's not your fault there, really. You barely have any time to react before it's in the back of the net. And the draw there from Campbell and Maxfield Davis is going to be redone. Ref back in there as the ball gets set in. Campbell gets set, hands up from the ref, whistle blown, and ball, not a high one that time, but ball's now being brought out. They have number 19, Woods with it. Woods looking for an open man, found Spence, and Spence puts it in the back of the goal. Lily Spence, just right spot, right time. Buying her time. That was her second goal of the day. Found the open spot, kept her feet moving just in case, but she had to stick up, letting her team know, hey, I'm ready for the pass. I'm wide open. Give it to me. Just turning and shooting it in.
That was definitely a very good offensive possession by NC State there. Just scoring 2 quick goals to kind of counter App State's one. Now they got right back in the lead. Or extended their lead, excuse me.
Couple insurance goals there. It's 8-1 with 26 to go in this game. And you got to think that
8-1, right?
that was
We just scored, yeah.
That was a beautiful play there, running the transition offense well, and Maxfield Davis now runs it down. Maxfield Davis has some area, ball's checked out, and it's going to be a penalty there on NC State.
Going to see an 8-meter shot here, I believe.
Look at you learning the game, Blake.
I'm not much of a lacrosse
connoisseur.
Connoisseur, that's the word I was looking for.
And it's going to be Maxfield Davis with it, I believe. The sun is out again. Clouds scattered in the sky. Breeze coming from our back now. And here we go, Maxfield Davis getting ready for the run up. There's the run.
Oh,
Quick shot.
nice.
There's like a little crow hop there for Maxfield Davis to get the goal. And you don't really see that a lot. You saw Scheinberg earlier from the Elon game just have two of those 8 meters and just step into him and rip, but not the fake run stutter like Maxfield Davis just did.
That was a pretty interesting way of doing it. It's kind of like how, in soccer, everybody has their different penalty kicks. Some people run up really quickly. Some people stutter step right into the shot. But 8-meter shots in lacrosse are pretty similar. Everybody has their own way of doing it. And Maxfield Davis just had one that kind of tricked the team and the goalie on the state side.
It's now 8-2 in favor of the Wolfpack. And like you said, everyone does have their own way of doing their shots. I thought that was really well done there by Maxfield Davis. Maybe confusing the team. Oh, she's about to run it in and try to get closer, but she just stutter step, shot to the right, maybe fooled the goalie there. And Maxfield Davis and number 18, Katie Kilborn, now on the draw.
Ooh.
Jaws up, and great. Ooh. There's a check to the head there from number 13, Megan Kane, and Kane's going to have a penalty here. Stop the clock for this. We're being taught more about our jobs here, and the clock's supposed to be ran.
All right, for the record, our job is casting. We were just
we are
given the clock job.
Me and Blake are moonlighting as clock technicians, and here you go. We have the number 26, the other Marcelino sister. Beautiful pass, just a little too high, but it was a good enough pass where it went right to the other team. Right back to App State.
Hit him with a little bit of juke.
And there you go, App State. That was Stewart again scoring. That's her second goal. And scores now 8-3. Still in favor of the Wolfpack, but App State, they're starting to nip at the heels. They're clawing their way back in.
For sure.
They're trying to get out of that hole. They're doing their best to get out of there. And that's what you want to do if you're App State. You want to get those lucky breaks. You want to have the cutter, and if you can't do it as a team, you're lucky you have players that are able to create on their own.
Absolutely. And I mean, App State scored 3 goals to NC State's 2 this half, and as long as they keep going in the positive direction, App State can get, well, I mean, they're already right back into this game, but they'll be able to tie it, maybe even take the lead here soon if they keep the pressure on.
Number 26 run out. Marcelino.
Going to have a chat with NC State's bench.
They keep looking over here, so I feel like we're doing something wrong, so we'll just keep broadcasting.
I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just casting, man.
Yeah, I don't know what else they need us to do. Ball's up.
Oh, I think they're exhausted and just want to forfeit or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Maxfield Davis, though, brings it down. Blake, you'll be the eye and ears over there.
I suppose so.
And Maxfield Davis now bringing it around. Stewart with it. And Stewart now going again. And shots wide, but Stewart chases down her own shot. And I believe it's going to get a reward back to her.
It sounds like App State may possibly opt to forfeit the rest of the game. Just keeping you updated.
And back to the game, we have Maxfield Davis double teamed, but I heard the same as well. I think that they might be forfeiting early, which I can't blame them. They've been playing in the heat of the day. NC State calling timeout, not being rewarded yet. NC State keeps trying to call a timeout. There he goes.
We're going to see the timeout there.
Let's see what goes on here.
She may be going to let the
There's
team know.
there's 20 minutes left. It is 3-8,
Hmm.
and teams are figuring out what's going on. Refs are going to talk, but I think this might be the end of it.
I believe App State may. Oh, I guess the refs are kind of talking about it for a
Making
second.
sure that's okay.
Oh, shortening it by 10 minutes. All right, that sounds good. So we're just going to be going down to the
Wow.
20-minute half rather than.
So what we were doing is marking down 10 minutes. So instead of 19 on the clock, oh,
Be
9.
9:43 left on the clock.
And that is
Interesting.
it's interesting, but I can't blame them. They're playing in the heat of the day. And
Yeah, sounds like it's been a lot of confusion going on out here down at Method Road Field right
yeah,
now.
the sun just keeps beating down on these App State players. NC State looks to be in the shade while App State is in the sun, but now the sun's hitting everybody. It doesn't matter. We have fans for both teams out, and it looks like the timeout is about to be over. App State starts their walk to the field. Clock is going down. It's about 9:40 right now. And you got to think that's good gamesmanship by both teams. App State saying, hey, we're knackered out here. We're tired. We've been playing in the heat of the day on a humid day. And
Yeah, and they've been playing for if it was a full game, they would have been playing for coming on 4 hours straight, and I can't really
can't,
blame them. I mean, we heard one of the players saying, NC State's winning anyways, and more or less has dominated the majority of the game. So,
but in the second half, you had to think App
I
State's had an opportunity to come
yeah,
back in this game. If they weren't as tired, I feel like maybe they'd be able to muster up a comeback.
for sure.
But right
And
now,
it
I
might,
think it's just trying to get to the end of it.
yeah, the story of the game might be a little different had it been played a couple hours or an hour or two later, so that way both teams would have that time to rejuvenate. But
And here we go, back to the field. Caroline Malarkey now running down, puts on a spin move, but the defender is right there with her. Had two people occupying the same space, and no one came up with the ball for NC State. And it's now going back in favor of this App State team. Ball's
oop,
down, stick got checked. A little yard sale. Looking for a call was Malarkey, nothing. Here you go, number 14, Michaela Foley. Foley like a freight train through, and goal for Michaela Foley at the feet of the keeper, and Foley just came in like a bull, bullied people out of her way. She had one mission to get to the goal, and she did.
right off of that little kind of interesting series of events on the sidelines following the, lost stick, and NC State able to come away with it and capitalize on that small opportunity.
And NC State has been doing very well this second game, much different than their first game. They've outscored themselves already from their 3 goals earlier. They have 9, including that goal just scored by Foley. And Campbell now back on the face. It's against Maxfield Davis again. And ref setting them up. And ball is up.
Oop.
And it's going to be redone. As the clock now ticks down, about 7 minutes left. Score is still 9-3. And there's a butterfly just running around I saw. And Campbell loses the draw, but it gets flicked out to Amanda. Amanda now running around being chased by the defender, and now balls with number 23, Molly Campbell. Campbell now moving around, just trying to find someone to get it to. Campbell's just going to walk it around. Fake with Malarkey. Campbell now slows it down back to Malarkey. Malarkey doesn't see anyone, just going to wait it out. No reason to rush. They're already up. Beautiful pass there. Beautiful look, might I say, from Campbell, but wasn't able to come up with it in the middle of the field. And there you go. There's Amsden now chucking it
Oh,
out, but it is picked up by number 10, Alyssa Dykes. And Dykes is now on offensive. Shot from far there from NC State. I believe that was Sarah Harrington with a long shot. And Amsden's just been chucking it out, and it's just been getting picked up by this NC State team. It looked not what you want to do as a goalie there, but just trying to get it out. We got under 6 minutes here.
NC State being able to maintain this possession for pretty much since that timeout.
And there you go. I believe that was number 15, Caroline Malarkey on the goal. And I think that's not going to do it. It looks like
I
that
think
might
they're
have been
just
the end of the game, but it's just a wholesale sub by both by NC State, sending out 4 on each side. New attack, new defense. It looked exactly like just, hey, good game. Going over to see your goalie, but in fact, it's just eight new legs in. It's 3-10 in favor of the state team. 5 minutes left, and setting up for the draw again is Maxfield Davis and Molly Campbell. Campbell has been doing very well on these draws today.
for sure. She's been kind of the difference maker on the draws for NC State. Won a lot in this game, won several versus Elon.
Ball is up. Ball is now being picked up by number 24, Amanda. Amanda now, beautiful pass there to Sarah Colby. Colby has it, just going to quarterback this team. Colby with a goal in the game. Colby had an open teammate, didn't see her. There's Taberski who was jumping for joy. And Campbell found Draculic in the middle of the area. Draculic hit a little spin, tried to score, went a little wide of the keeper, went wide right to the keeper. And here's Taberski now, moving around, trying to dig in. Beautiful pass there to Campbell. Campbell did a beautiful job of seeing that double going and then filling the open area. And Taberski saw her. Beautiful pass. You gotta have to say that's the chemistry now building between the teams.
Absolutely, and you got to give it to Taberski just finding Campbell running in like that. That was a good situational awareness there, just knowing like, hey, I got a teammate that should be running in, finding Campbell right where she should be, and able to capitalize.
That was great awareness by Taberski, knowing, hey, I'm being doubled. There's got to be an open player somewhere, and she did. She found Campbell. Campbell puts it in the back of the net. Now it's 3-11 in favor of this Wolfpack team. And I believe Campbell's still out there for the draw. High draw. Down to number 24, Amanda. Amanda now bringing it in. Sarah Colby was running, but she didn't see her. Now Amanda's just trying to get somewhere. It's 24 on 24 crime. There's Amanda now, just bringing it out to Campbell. Campbell moving around. It looks like Sarah Colby was calling for something. I think she was doing a little wave. I think they're setting up a play. Here's Colby now. Brings it around to X. Taberski drops it, picks it back up. Under 2 minutes, 30 seconds now to play. Taberski now looking for a drive. Doesn't see anything. Good defensive stance by App State here. Moving around. Taberski now still looking. Ball just drops out. And here you go, picked up by Campbell. Campbell's moving around.
Looking at only a little
Campbell,
over 2 minutes.
It looked like a flip of what we just saw. It was Campbell within, Taberski with the cut, but Taberski couldn't pick it up. Now here we go, another little foul. And it's going to be Marcelano with it. Marcelano brings it up to Stewart. Stewart now running down, trying to get a hat trick on the day. Stewart's going to set it up, looking for a third goal. Bringing it down, scoops back under. Here you go, and that is a hat trick for Summer Stewart. That is her third goal. It is now 4-11, still in favor of the Wolfpack, but the Mountaineers not going away quietly in these final 2 minutes. And you gotta think Stewart's at least happy that she knows she's coming away playing well.
Able to get a hat trick in a shortened game is pretty impressive as well, especially going up against a tough state defense here. We've only got under a minute remaining after the shortened timed. Um, if you're just joining us, App State decided to kind of forfeit, I guess, part of the game, not the whole thing. Played the full first half, and we're going to play 20-minute half
And
in
here
the
we
second.
go. Campbell with the win, and 37 seconds now. Marcelana now bring it down. Check from behind. They're still going to play on. Brings it out to Campbell. 30 seconds now. Campbell finds cutting Taberski. Those two have great chemistry. Taberski now weaseling her way out. Cutter now Spence. Spence ends up getting the pass, but he got picked off by Stewart. 15 seconds now. Stewart now running. Ball just slips out of the back of the net, and it's going to go to State, and the ball is just going to roll away with 5 on the clock. I don't think they're going to get it in time, and it's double zeros on the clock, and that's the game. NC State prevails in this one, 11-4 against a tired, knackered App State team. And we'll be right back in a few moments for our Wolfpack Outfitter Star of the Game. Welcome back down to Lower Method Field as we do our Wolfpack Outfitter Star of the Game. Starting now for App State, it's going to be number 44, Summer Stewart. She scored 3 of the Mountaineers' 4 goals. And what does that mean for Stewart and that App State team, knowing that they at least have someone that can carry the load, even though they didn't win this game?
Right, yeah. I mean, Stewart was definitely a force to be reckoned with in the offensive third. Scoring 3 goals in a shortened game, that's a pretty impressive feat, and especially going up against a Wolfpack defense that was able to shut down everyone else pretty much in App State's offense.
For the Wolfpack, our star of the game will be Lily Spence. Even though the NC State team, they did it all together with all their goals, Spence had 2 of them, and Spence really facilitated through that offense.
Absolutely. I think Lily Spence was a difference maker in both the offense and the middle portion of the field. Just being that role of both facilitator and goal scorer really makes a difference when you're able to do both.
And that is the final from our second game and our final game today. It's 11-4, favor of the Wolfpack. That brings the Wolfpack to 1-1 in this tournament, and they'll be back out for action tomorrow. Signing off for PackTV, I'm Sam Harding, and this is Blake Challerton.